Okay, it's currently 5:41 a.m. I'm about to leave for the gym and I'm gonna make a loaf today. So this is my starter here. I'm just gonna feed her, you know, it's just an eyeball feed. Some of you guys have been asking how I feed my starter, when I feed my starter, stuff like that. So if I'm making a loaf, I'll try to wake up as early as possible because I like to start my loaves early. So, and I don't measure, I just eyeball feed, where I kind of try to make a thick pancake, waffle-ish consistency. My jar is really dirty. I need to, it's not even a jar, it's a Ninja Bullet blender cup. So yeah, that's it. I just feed it to that. And I always mark it to see where it starts. Cover it up, and then I'll come back in a few hours. I'm gonna leave it in a warm spot because I'm in the basement right now. I'm gonna leave it in a warm spot, come back in a few hours, and once it's doubled, I'll be able to use it. Now 10:16 and it rose up. It basically doubled in size. So we're gonna use her. We're making a plain Jane loaf today for my aunt who hasn't been feeling well. She did request one. So I'm gonna be making this loaf and dropping it off tomorrow to her. So we're starting with 370 milliliters of water. And then we have 125 grams of starter that we're gonna be using. Some of you guys are asking me, you know, what is an indicator knowing that like your starter is ready to use? One of them is obviously if it's doubled in size after feeding it and waiting a few hours. Another thing is if it floats. I heard this is not like the best way to test it, but your starter floating in the water is another way to test to see if it's ready. So you can just grab a cup, fill it with water, and then drop a little bit of your starter in there. If it floats, then it should be ready to use. I don't know how accurate that test is, but I use it and I've heard other people use it as well. 510 grams of all-purpose flour. I personally haven't used bread flour. I know bread flour is like the holy grail for sourdough, but buying bread flour for just sourdough seems a little unnecessary for me. I use all-purpose like all the time. So that's what I personally use when I make sourdough. The only thing 10 grams of salt, by the way. Thing that I would say that I follow strictly is the water that I use. I don't use tap water because I've just heard it's not good to use water. So I just fill my Brita and I use my Brita water. All right, we're gonna mix this. And some people say, you know, leave it as a shaggy dough. Some people, you know, knead it all the way through. I always do the shaggy dough. I want to try the kneading it all the way through to build that gluten. But I do this in between like work calls and stuff. So I don't have time to, you know, put the dough whisk down and knead it all the way through. But one day when I do have the time, I will definitely try that. I love all of your guys' suggestions, by the way. And we have our shaggy dough. Just gonna cover it up and then we're gonna come back in an hour and do some stretch and folds. I have a lot of rosemary left over from my loaves last week, so I'm actually gonna add some in. Just because my aunt is sick and just to provide that like, you know, healing vibe. Just a tad during stretch and folds. You know, I don't want to change the taste of the plain loaf. So let's do that. Like I'm not going to add any garlic or, you know, chili flakes or any of that. Just some plain rosemary. Let's just do one more stretch and fold because I'm too lazy to do more. Just a little busy at work today. So we're just adding some more rosemary. Oh no, it's sticking to me. My basement's really cold today, so I'm gonna let this bulk ferment upstairs because the weather is a little better today. So let's do some slap and folds. All right, I'm gonna mark this and then we'll come back after it's done bulk fermenting.
7:15 p.m. This is what she's looking like. I feel like it's not fully like done, but I'm tired and I want to go to bed. So
at 7:15.
Yeah. As like literally at the moment I wake up, I'm waiting to go back to bed. Like when is
That
it?
sounds like depression, bro.
Then call me depressed. I don't have depression.
Oh, aren't you beautiful?
I don't really care. That was fine.
You never realize.
Ew.
Yo.
That was like
Rico.
5 meters away from the dough, so don't worry, guys.
Don't put that in the fucking video, man.
No one told you to let it rip while I was making some dough. All right, we're gonna put the rest of our little rosemary in here. I'm not putting too much because this is still gonna be a plain loaf, just with a hint of rosemary, you know, for that healing aura. That's it. That's all we're doing. Ooh. I find that when I put this in the top shelf of my fridge, it kind of cold proofs better. Oh, so sticky. It's so sticky. I didn't put enough flour on the counter, probably. Someone's dog is pissed.
Sorry.
All good. All good.
I know. That's kind of sad, bro.
We're gonna let her take a nap in the fridge and then we'll bake her up in the morning. Got my dishwasher in the back.